India revealed its budget last week, which is aimed to curb the fiscal deficit and revive growth. Now, Moody's said a lack of detail on how India would cut the fiscal gap made it quite challenging to assess the credit impact of the budget. Today, I'm joined on the line by Dr. Rupa Rege-Nitsure from Bank of Baroda in Mumbai. So, Rupa, would you agree with Moody's on this?
I partly agree with Moody's because I also feel that the fiscal consolidation roadmap which they have defined for themselves is very tight. And there are downside risks to growth because of suboptimal monsoon rains. Secondly, there is a threat of geopolitical uncertainties and its impact on oil prices, and the fact that Indian corporate sector is suffering from weaknesses and is highly leveraged. So their tax mobilization assumptions appear to be slightly optimistic. But at the same time, they have taken several steps to revive manufacturing sector and infrastructure sector that is highly growth supportive. And if because it is too early to assess the performance of monsoon. So far the performance is suboptimal. But the real assessment we can make only in the first week of September. So if rainfall later compensates for the earlier shortfall and turns out to be okay in terms of its distribution, both temporal as well as spatial, and if government's growth supportive measures give us good results, then there is a possibility that we may even attain their fiscal deficit target. But it is dependent on too many uncertain things, and that's why the speculation.
India also boosted defence spending and further opened the domestic weapons industry to foreign investment to help rebuild the military and narrow the gap with China. Now, Rupa, what are your views on this? Do you think this is a good move?
I think it is a move in the positive direction. Some people were disappointed because they thought that 49% means government is still holding with it the majority ownership. But I support government stance because they have to do such measures. They have to implement or introduce these measures in a gradual fashion to develop more, maturity as well as absorptive capacity in the system. So gradualism always helps. So I am supportive of that.
India's 10-year bonds climbed for a second day as reports showed slower inflation. Now, Rupa, what are your views on the markets and investor sentiment?
Rupee's reactions have more to do with the sentiment and what is happening globally to other global markets. But if you ask me in terms of underlying fundamentals, actually India's external position has started showing signs of improvement because our exports, which were sequentially giving negative growth for several months, they have now started growing in double-digit level, about 10%, which is a positive thing. Also, the latest industrial production numbers as well as core industrial production numbers, PMI for both manufacturing and services, all of them have shown significant improvement. So I feel a real story of India is going to, a real sector story is going to improve, and the measures which government has taken in the budget are highly supportive of medium and small enterprises which are in great number in export-oriented industries. So I think, policy environment is very conducive for exports growth. Inflation also has started moderating, though there is some risk of food inflation again rising because of inadequate monsoon rains. but then we cannot say anything conclusively at this moment. But improving external sector indicators definitely signal that rupee should not suffer from vulnerability.
Rupa, it was a real pleasure speaking to you today. Well, viewers, we have plenty more just like this heading your way, so we will see you very soon.